It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
That was July 20th, 1969, a collective moment that America truly shared as a nation, as a people. The day the astronauts of Apollo 11 planted an American flag on terrain never before touched by humanity. At least 600 million people around the world watched when it happened. What they did not see, though, was all of the effort from all of the other people who made that moment possible. People like Katherine Johnson, a NASA mathematician who died this morning. Johnson calculated the flight path that put America in space and a man on the moon, and she did it with a pencil and paper. Johnson was one of the NASA employees known as computers, crunching numbers for her nation with other women, some who were African American, working in a separate room from white colleagues due to federal segregation laws. Her life's work was highlighted in the book Hidden Figures, which later became a feature film. And in 2015, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Indeed, it is quite clear that iconic American moment of a man landing on the moon, that colossal achievement of human ingenuity, that moment that brought us all together as a nation, would not have added up without Katherine Johnson, the woman who made one giant leap for mankind possible. She was 101 years old.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.